All right, guys, so when you're in a lock, and there's, you know, all sorts of different locks and different lock masters and different rules across the country when you're in a lock. But right now we're on a lock in the 10 Tom, and with these big wells that you have, we have a lot of water movement. You can see what we're doing here is we have 2 fenders up on the bow. And we've got a mid-cleat fender or a midship fender right here, and we've also got a fender right here on our stern. You always want at least 3 fenders. And that bow is generally going to rub up here, up on this wall here, a little more than the rest of the boat, depending on the current. Sometimes the current's coming at your bow, sometimes the current's coming at your stern. But what she's doing here is we got our midship spring line tied onto this bollard, and she's just putting port in reverse every so often. And when she puts port in reverse, it brings the stern back over to the wall. And they allow you in these locks to keep your engines running. Sometimes the locks in Lake Okeechobee Waterway, and maybe some others around the country, they make you shut your engines off. So it just depends on where you're at. But this lock, we're tying midship up. We're going around the bollard here, back to the cleat. And she's just kicking it in port reverse every so often, and that's going to keep our stern over. Otherwise, the stern would just drift off the wall here, and then we'd be kind of messed up. A lot of times you're rafting boats in here. We actually just came in this lock, and there were 8 to 10 boats rafted up, and they all locked down and came downriver. So this is how we are accomplishing this, and it works perfect. And we're using just standard, these are 10 by 24 Big B fenders here with some fender covers. Your fenders are going to get pretty nasty when you're doing these locks, and if you want a little bit more protection, you can use the big ball fenders. They're going to keep you a little bit more cushioned, but they do get kind of gross, and you'll just have to clean them up more often. But we'll just keep in mind these walls get very muddy, and they go up and down several times a day. And with these bollards, guys, you just want to run the line around the bollard and back to the cleat. And if you notice, he has it figure-eighted, but he does not have it hitched off. Sometimes these bollards, they get stuck in here, and imagine this boat going 20 feet up and this bollard stops floating. That would be a big problem. And if you have it locked down on the cleat with a hitch, you're not able to get that off, and that line's going to break, or something worse is going to happen. So how he's doing it right here, he's standing with it, got it wrapped around the cleat once in a figure eight, half figure eight, and this is the best way to go up or down with a bollard.